The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
All
right, we have another edition of the Mangano Family Foundation Doing Good radio show. We are thrilled to be here with Sal Mangano from Mangano Family Funeral Homes and the Mangano Family Foundation, and two great guests today. We have our Brookhaven Town Clerk, Kevin LaValle, as well as Melissa Firms and John Ray from Kids Need More, a wonderful organization that helps so many families and children throughout Long Island. So first, we're going to start with Kevin, my longtime friend.
Yeah, absolutely. From our days of being aides back in the legislature many, many years ago.
Oh, my gosh. That was like over 20 years.
It's crazy thinking about that, how far we used to just be sitting behind the legislators, and now we actually sit in the seats, which is a little, that throws me off a little bit too still. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Now you're the Honorable Kevin LaValle. So you really have a long history of public service. As you said, kind of starting out working in the legislature, helping, run a lot of public policy in Suffolk County, and then decided that, hey, you know what? I want to go to the other side and become an elected official. Yeah. So talk about a little bit about that and how you made that decision and what made you be drawn to local politics.
Yeah, my family, as you know, Anthony, my cousin Ken was a state senator for many years, for about 4 decades. My brother John was a former town supervisor. My uncle Leon Jafrida was a state senator and a judge. So my family, even though it's a big family, we have a long history of public service. And when I got out of college, I got involved in government. I started working. That's where I met you, for Dan LaSquadra, who's our highway superintendent now, but he was a legislator. I worked there with Dan for about 2 years. Then I went into the private sector, started running my own business. And then a couple years later, a legislator who just started out, Tom Muratori, asked me to come back part-time and do his policy. And I got into the policy again. And I got really into it. And I was back home in Center Reach, living in the area that I grew up in. And I saw there was a lot of things that were going wrong that we couldn't fix in the legislature, but I thought I could fix on the town board. And back in 2013, I ran for Brookhaven Town Board seat in the 3rd District, representing my old hometown, Center East, Selden, Lake Ronkonkoma, Farmingville. Was able to win that seat and, accomplished a great deal in 9 years as a councilman. And, we brought in projects like the Arboretum project, housing project in Farmingville was a great project. Top Golf in Holtzville, been very successful bringing that about. Built the largest town park in the town's history, 25-acre active recreational park in Selden. Really enjoyed all those experiences. Really working with small business owners too was a big part of that. Redeveloping that Middle Country Road and Portion Road business corridor was something I took a lot of pride in. And then about 3 years ago, the opportunity to run in a special election for the town clerk came up, and took the opportunity. Was able to win that seat, and just this past year I won re-election. So
congratulations!
Really enjoying it. Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah,
so gives me a good feeling to be back and doing a lot of work in the clerk's office now too.
Yeah, and then what's great about your background is that you have really like that mix of understanding government but also business.
Yep.
Right. So you have a private sector career that you've built as well. In finance, and that really gives a unique perspective, especially understanding kind of what business owners goes through and understanding the local economy and really how to kind of build a vibrant economy within not just Brookhaven but Long Island.
Well, I think the biggest learning experience I had was when I was running my title company that I owned back in 2008. The real estate market completely crashed. And you could ask anybody who was in real estate at the time. That was some of the hardest times. I know people that have been in real estate for 40, 50 years. It was some of the hardest times they've ever had. I mean, we were literally at times not only worrying about how are you paying your employees, how are you paying yourself, how are you getting your bills paid every month. And I think for me, that was a big learning experience because we were not only able to get through that time, but we were able to then merge the business down the road and do well with it. But it was those times I always think back to when I'm thinking about the small business owner and thinking about how to develop new business and how to do things, is going through those tough times when you go to bed at night, you go, how am I going to get this done tomorrow? How are we going to survive? How are we going to get new business? That's what business owners do. And I try to take that experience every day that I sat on the town board now as town clerk and try to remember that every day.
Yeah, and so town clerk, fill us in. Like, what's the town clerk's office do? Like, what's some of your, big focuses that you have to, provide to the residents and to the business community? Tell us a little bit about the office.
Well, we are basically the heart of all of government, and it's always interesting, the town clerk's office. It's probably the most little-known office in most town governments, but we, as I always say, we are the office that you don't need until you need us. If you're looking to get your passport done, you got to get your birth certificate. Everybody waits till the last minute. I got to get to the town clerk's office. If somebody, Sal's here with us. We were just talking a little bit ago about death certificates, working with families. That's a crucial part of part of the healing process for a lot of families. How we take care of the finances of the one who they loved, and how do you get through that? You need to get a death certificate. We deal with various other things, dog licenses. In town of Brookhaven, I also deal with over 720 boat slip renewals. It's kind of a unique thing that we deal with every year. Have 5 different marinas that we oversee and we try to get done.
And who wants to switch? Who wants this slip? Who wants that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, think Port Jeff and Mount Sinai, there's a 9-year waiting list to get on there. So it's something that you manage and we take very seriously. Our big focus, or my focus since I've got into office, was I came into an office that was archaic as far as technology. I mean, you still had to do everything by paper. Our boat slip list, it was all by paper. They were either mailing it into us or coming to town hall. We try to figure out how can we make things better, and we've really started to develop a system online to be able to take care of a lot of the needs that we have. The boat slip renewal now, this is the 3rd year we've done it. We had 90% of renewals online now. So that's a huge step up of what we're doing. I set out a bold goal this year when I was talking at when I got sworn in, about taking all of our processes and being able to give residents the ability to do it online. We're working with a company right now called Civic Plus, and we're designing a whole program for town of Brookhaven that every one of our processes now, we're going to get away from paper. Paper will still be possible. A lot of older residents like it, but everything is going to be done now online to make it a lot easier for residents. We don't want you to leave your home. I have over 120 residents come to my office every day for various things. I mean, we talk about numbers. I always bring my list here about what we do in a year. We're one of the largest municipalities in New York State. We're giving out over close to 10,000 parking permits for persons with disabilities. We're giving out 2,500 marriage licenses, 2,200 marriage certificates, 37,000 new birth certificates, 27,000, almost 28,000 certified death certificate copies that we give out in a year, 4,500 dog licenses, 700 boat slip leases, and that's just a portion of what we do on a daily basis through and a yearly basis through my office. So, you're talking about an office of approximately 30 employees, both full and part-time. We're trying to manage things as quickly as we can, get information back to residents. And it's been a big focus. Technology is going to help us. We're also working on the back end with our employees, developing these systems to make their job easier so we can really get that flow going a lot easier, because you need the residents to be happy, but you need the employees to buy in and take grasp of that technology and say, kind of own it. So as we're developing this new technology, I have the employees sit with us and say, what do you like about this? What do you want to do here? How do you want to search it? And that's the buy-in we want to get to really make it successful and really make it work for both residents and the township.
Wow, those are amazing numbers. I'm like blown away by that.
Yeah. We go to Association of Towns. I sit with clerks' offices from, at this point, all over the country. And we talk about numbers, and they're blown away by what we're doing. The work we've done, it was actually last year, we were the co-speakers on a national webinar about technology in clerks' offices. Hundreds of clerks' offices from around the country sat and listened to what we were doing in Brookhaven, how we're redeveloping and how we're trying to make things more efficient. So it's been an interesting run. I'm hoping by the end of this year, it's a kind of an ambitious goal to say we're going to have everything up and running, but we're really getting close to that point. I have some demos this week we're going to be doing. We actually are hosting another webinar talking about what we're doing in the town clerk, so how we're developing our technology within the next 2 weeks. So it's going to be very interesting.
Wow,
I'm going to put my money where my mouth is with this stuff, but we're going to get it done.
That's great. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And getting involved in the community and giving back, that's also so critical, right? As elected officials, going out to the local organizations and working with them, really trying to bring awareness and attention to the grassroots efforts that so many of our local nonprofits and civics and fraternal organizations have. I know you're a big part of getting involved in the local community.
Yeah.
And, kind of it's a great segue into, Melissa and John, with Kids Need More. And, one of the things that's so wonderful about this program and the work that Sal Mangano does every single day in the community, is really on the grassroots level and making an impact in local families' lives. And what Kids Need More, what you've been able to accomplish, is truly amazing. So you want to just kind of talk a little bit more about what you guys do and your mission and how you go about doing it.
Absolutely. We believe that childhood only happens once, and we want to make it a good one. And it is like at the core of everything that we do. So we do serve children and families that are coping with some of the most difficult times of their life. They're living through illness, trauma, bereaved, children who have been diagnosed with cancer, CHD or congenital heart defects, other types of serious illness, or their parents have been ill. They may have lost a sibling or they've lost a parent, and there are some other traumatic circumstances too. And that sounds, it's obviously incredibly serious. But we are just 100% focused on fun and friendship and creating like those happy childhood memories that like I know I have right now, and that makes me a healthier adult, maybe a better person for my friends around me and who I can show up for others. So we want to create that pathway for them, even when things are very tough. And so that's what we spend a lot of time doing.
And how do you get the families, right? How do you get in contact with them? Do they contact you? What's the kind of...
Yeah, we are always open to our families. So they just can contact us directly. They can go to our website. We do find families just through our outreach efforts, but we have a lot of connections within the world of like hospital systems and doctors' offices and other nonprofit organizations that we, really find ourselves like we're partners with them. We all have a shared piece of this puzzle. Everybody, civic organizations, they help find us, it's always, you have to help people find the resources that are there. And that's the biggest, that's one of our biggest challenges is how do we connect those people with the resources? I think we all have that trouble, because we're here for them. So, we're always looking for new ways to do that too.
Yeah, and you run, amazing programs. I know you have your summer camp program, and the holiday cheer bus is just incredible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you were part of that. You were on the elected elf officials team.
Yes.
The elves. You guys had a blast, and the kids really enjoyed a nice visit from our elected officials here on Long Island.
Yeah, typically, this is a radio show, and typically Johnny's wearing a really colorful, red sparkling jacket. But today he's a little more subdued.
I can't believe I'm this toned down today.
I know.
But it's radio, so
yeah, that's,
we're okay.
There you go.
If you get me on camera, I'll bring out the flash.
So talk a little bit about, the camp program that you guys run and, what that's about and, talk a little bit about the programming that goes around that and the families that participate.
Yeah, well, we have a really great history with camps because that's how I met John many years ago. We met back in the 90s because we were both volunteering for a camp that served children coping with cancer. They diagnosed with cancer and their brothers and sisters. And that camp lost its funding many years later. And John and I started Kids Need More so that we could continue that camp going. So it was based on an pediatric oncology camp. And we have seen, since that program is a very long-standing program, has a lot of history, like what the impact that does for children. For one, you can see that they are still connected 25, 30 years later, these young children that met at camp, they get married, they become best friends, they are, bridesmaids at each other's weddings, but it became like a lifeline for all of them, and the parents became really close to one another as well. Those children, through those years, we've been able to unfortunately see them go through relapses. We've lost children to cancer. They have passed away since. And then we have our siblings who now have, lived with the passing of their sibling and the patient in the family. And now they continue to stay on, connected with each other, and a shared history that, we remember, and we have a memory of their loved one that we really find is like that's a very big responsibility. We take it very seriously. So we knew that there was something going on in this oncology world, that this was happening, and that there was really good things because, across the board, these kids, they grow into great adults. They're caring, they're loving, they are looking out for each other. Something magical is happening when you bring them together in a way like that. And we know it's there because we can see it. So we decided.
And there's research to back that up.
Yes, lots of research.
Kids who go to a camp environment, they have much more positive life outcomes. They've done a lot of research on that. And, when we go to our camping associations and things that we're part of, the reports always come back. They have much more healthier, psychologically, socially, if they have camp as part of their experience growing up.
So we decided that we needed to have more camp, and we needed camp to expand to families that weren't just dealing with cancer, or if there was a parent who was ill, not just the child. So that's really where takes us to Middle Island right now, where we have our day camp program. So that's really open to families that are coping with serious illness, and many different types of illness will qualify the family. And the impact is real. They love it. The kids love it. They want to be there. They want to be part of it. They learn leadership skills with one another. They wait for it. They plan for it. They're planning now. The youth can come together and start planning and putting things together. So it's really special. And then it spilled over into us making camp like every day. So we actually have a virtual camp program. So it's run by child life specialists and creative art therapists, and it's free. All of our programs are free. They can come on and they can meet, whether there's somebody in the a lot of times kids can't go out, especially if there's something going on at home. Yeah. They can't go anywhere. They're stuck at home. So they can spend time together. They make friendships there. So we really try to make it a part of every day.
And you primarily, to fund these programs, do fundraising throughout the year. And I know the Correccia family is a big supporter of yours, and, just a wonderful, giving family who went through a lot of tragedy in their life that has kind of taken that and has created, a fundraiser that looks to give back to you guys and able to kind of run some of your programming.
Yeah, that's our biggest fundraiser of the year. And, it's the Party for Life. And John and Kathy, you know them, they're sweethearts. They're amazing people. And that's one of the fundraisers that helped launch the organization and save the camp. When we lost the funding, that was one of the first big ones that came in, and it's our biggest one. And without that, it would have been tough to go on. And
it's really a legacy to their son who passed away.
Yes,
Peter. So we feel like he's part of our big part of our community, that he's still here with us, and we're so honored that they would share his legacy with our camp family. But it really feels that way. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's a fantastic and phenomenal job that you guys do with that. And the holiday cheer bus, I know we mentioned it before, but this is...
It's like, what is that? Why would anybody even know what that is? It doesn't even make any sense.
Well, if you see the video and you see the photos, it's an amazing program that they have. Talk a little bit about it. I mean, it's just really incredible. And I think the cheer bus might have to make a trip over to Brookhaven.
It goes to Brookhaven.
Let me hear what this is all about.
It goes to Brookhaven. Well, this was John's initial brainchild, because I was, so take you this road, but I was sick at the time. I got leukemia, and I was very ill. And John wanted to perk my spirits up, and he said, we have all these things here. Why don't we put all this stuff on a bus and just drive it around and deliver it to the kids? And you know what? It perks up your spirits. Really. No, I'm healthy now, and I'm so thankful, and so thankful to the families rallying around me for that. But I'll tell you, during the holidays, when I was ill, it was hard. I didn't know it would be that hard. I mean, I have a pretty, good attitude, but it was very, very difficult. You want to do things that you can't normally do. And you also care so much about the people around you that they're being affected by what's happening to you. So if you're a parent, the pressure to provide the holiday spirit to your household is high, and you might not actually be able to do it. So that's really what the cheer bus has become, is a way to give that relief, right?
Yeah, but what is it?
I don't know. What is it?
You didn't say what it is.
It's not one bus, I'll tell you that.
This is what it is.
It's not one little bus.
This year, we had over 60 buses launched from our Amityville office. A lot of coordination. We had over 1,000 volunteer elves and Santas and Grinches and
it was
holiday
2,000.
characters.
Maybe 2,500.
What's that?
It was 2,500.
Volunteers?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Look at you with the numbers.
You're rivaling Kevin with his.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're throwing stuff out here.
I don't have the sheet, but she's always here to correct me. You guys can't relate to that at all. And we served the kids all over the island and into the boroughs, mostly Long Island. And it was a great day. It's always the Sunday before Christmas. The sheet will be December 20th. We go there, we load up all the toys that we gathered throughout the holiday season, and we get them on the buses, and we go right to the kids' homes. Santa and his team of elves gets off singing, whatever, and always remember, don't try to do a cappella. You don't know the words like you think you do. Bring a speaker. You go right to the kids' homes, and when you see their faces, all the hard work that you do, it's all worth it. They get everything. They don't just get one toy. They don't get two. They get a visit from Santa team, and we're talking huge red sacks filled to the brim, not just for the kid who's sick. Everything we do is for the siblings as well. The parents have to pay absolutely nothing for the holidays, zero.
Do the kids know you're coming or no?
Yeah, in fact, the kids participate.
Okay.
In we use an app so that the kids can participate, and the teams, each team has their route of kids. They compete against each other, and for the holiday cup of cheer. And they do acts of kindness throughout the season for the families. And the kids actually help with all the challenges because they want their team to win.
Yeah, it's like
so it's very interactive.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Very
okay.
nice.
This is a lot going on. Toys, scavenger hunt, everything. That's fantastic.
And coming up on Saturday, this Saturday at Carney's Irish Pub in Amityville, we're going to have, that was the location of our elf after party. That's also going to be the Holiday Cheer Bus Awards ceremony this Saturday.
One team
will be the illustrious champion.
The Holiday Cheer champion.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
They don't know who it is yet, but I do.
It's like the Oscars for elfing. Yeah. It's you have the best Rudolph, the best Santa, the best team, the MVP, etc. It's pretty cool.
And each bus is its own team. And they really make their own little culture and have their own traditions. And they start before Thanksgiving. So they get to know their families. They really know what their interests are. And if there was a family that's, mom's coping with breast cancer, she wants a holiday Christmas tree or something, we'll put it together. They'll deliver it. They'll do it so that it's there. So they're really adopting the families they're going to visit. Each team has about 15 families. But I think that, the idea behind the teams connecting with each other is great, but we also empower the families because the families aren't just signing up for a gift. They have to help their team win. So they're part of the team because when the elves arrive, they're helping. They're doing the silly challenges, goofy things that they might have to do, put a whipped cream, beard on an elf or something like that they have to have something ready so that they're participating in it. It's supposed to be an experience.
Yeah, and even leading up to the event, they'll bring turkeys and meals for Thanksgiving. they'll bring them, they'll do acts of kindness all throughout the holiday season.
Wow.
So, and we turn our office into a pop-up North Pole every weekend leading up to it, from Thanksgiving up until the Sunday before Christmas. And we set everything up. You go shopping for your kids, and then we put it away. So on Monday morning, our office, it looks like we were never there.
This year we had a lot of support because toys are obviously really important, with Suffolk County Alliance of Chambers, who assisted us in connecting with Toys for Tots. We had a lot of support from them. So that was a big help. That was a really big help this year.
You know, I have to, we'll have to sit down. I've done a friend of mine from high school started a project for Christmas. It's called the EJ's PJs.
Oh, really?
And I don't know if you know Trish.
Yeah,
okay.
Came to camp.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Fantastic, because that's something she had started years ago, came to my office when I was a councilman, and everybody does a coat drive, toys, and she started doing pajamas, and I thought it was the most unique thing that she collects old pajamas, or basically everybody has a pair of pajamas that kids never wore. And we started collecting those, and then you'd give them to the families with our interface program that got toys. So the kids would go to bed in a clean pair of pajamas before they went, new clean pair of pajamas, then wake up to the toys. It's a great program, and it's along the lines of everything that you guys do. So that's something that we've been doing now. It's in 8 years we've been together, putting that program together. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's really rewarding for the kids. They really enjoy it. You get a lot.
I've seen the photos. You get a tremendous turnout.
Oh, EJ's PJs, I give Trish all the credit. I started because she was like, I have this idea, I'm doing this thing, and she's grown it. I helped her out a little bit. She's on her own running at this point. But we have a big event that they did. I think they did well over 6,000 pairs of pajamas this year that they collected. And we have she has a big party now at the Connect Church over in Center Reach that we do before Christmas that everybody brings in pajamas. It's a great event, but it really ties into our interface program. And I know she gives it out all over the place, but it's growing. It's Nassau County now. I see bins out. It's everywhere. So it's a really great program that she put together.
Oh, yeah.
She gave us nearly 1,000 pairs of pajamas that we delivered on the households, because we delivered to 2,000 children. And one of the stops on our early challenges was to go to that event that you're talking about.
Okay.
They had to go there as a team, so they get ELF points for everything that they do. That's like really fun. It's actually a great way to connect with businesses that we work on throughout the season, because our elves have to pop up places and go places and support things, or show up at like if we get a great sponsor, a pizza place, they got to go and get a slice of pizza to get points at the pizza place and take a picture and things like that. And one of them is obviously Trish was a big supporter. So they had to go to her party.
Did you happen to see the mascot dance off? Because that is one of the funniest things you've ever seen in your life. Were you around for that? You didn't see that?
Oh, no.
She brings in mascots. So it's like the Seawolf is there from Stony Brook, the Shark. They have
You're a Stony Brook
Texas
alum.
Roadhouse's mascot. They throw on music and they have a dance off, and it's one of the kids go wild watching it. It's actually very, very entertaining.
That sounds so cool.
Who's breakdancing and how these people are dancing with these huge heads on. They're doing backflips. It's pretty impressive, but it's a great party to say the least for that she puts on. So it's definitely good. It's one of those things. It's like 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
I sit here and it's literally like with the charities, they're all working together already.
Charities have to work together. We have to be partners with each other, to really fill in those gaps. It has to be done.
Yeah, no collaboration and working together, especially on the local level. And, I know you just mentioned pizza before, and that just triggered my thought, Sal and the foundation, they've been up to so much, if you're trying to keep track of everything that Sal's doing, it's almost impossible. But, things like, recently the snowstorm, right? Sal texts me on the weekend. We had the big snowstorm, and he's like, hey, who's head of the North Babylon Fire Department? I'm like, yeah, here's the information. He goes, I'm sending them, pizzas, they're out, they're working, sending it to Deer Park. Cool. Right. So like when Dix Hills, North Babylon. So people I'm worried about shoveling my driveway. Sal's out sending pizzas to the local volunteer fire departments.
They're all there, obviously staying in the firehouse, waiting for calls to come in so they could be there, not snowed in at their own houses. They're away from their family. So I figured let's send them food, not only pizzas, we sent them trays of food. And, so in one case with North Babylon, they actually, when they got back from the fire, the food was actually being delivered at the time they were getting back from the fire. That's what the chief said. So
yeah, and Sal does, Sal just does, fantastic work, and you could check all this out at ManganoFamilyFoundation.com, and I know you guys are at kidsneedmore.org. So I encourage everybody to check it out. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Kevin, LaValle, Brookhaven Town Clerk, Kids Need More, and of course, Sal and the Mangano Family Foundation. Thank you again for everything that you do.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.